Man, I really fucking hate movie trailers. Pet Sematary. This is the remake of Pet Sematary, because, you know, a couple years ago we got It, and everyone was like, I love It, let's get more Stephen King movies. So they're probably going to remake every other Stephen King movie known to man, even though they are doing the sequel to Shining, which comes out later this year, Dr. Sleep. Can't wait for that one. But this trailer, all the trailers from Pet Sematary, the first one, I was like, this looks creepy. And I have reviewed the first Pet Sematary before, and I do like that movie a lot. I think the first movie is a good movie. Now, when they announced they're remaking it, I flat out said, they could do it. They could totally remake Pet Sematary and update it, give it more, like, broad audience, especially with It coming off, the big success after that. Make Pet Sematary, make it good, make it scary. And you know what? That's exactly what they did. They gave us Pet Sematary, and it's been getting great reviews, so I was really pumped to see it, and I saw it, and I have to be honest, guys. This movie would have been way better if not that fucking second trailer didn't come out. I'm being straight up with you. But let's get into it, guys. This movie is about a family moves into Maine, of course, and it's a mom, dad, a little boy, and a daughter, and they have a cat named Church. They live in this house, and in the woods there's this pet cemetery where when your pet dies, you bring it there, you bury it. But further into the woods, if you bury your pet there, they come back to life, and they're not the same. And then a family tragedy happens, and so the father makes a decision to bury this family member, and obviously it comes back to life, and it's not the same. So we got our movie, and you know what? I really enjoyed a lot of this movie. I'll be straight up with you. I think this is a good movie, and I think it was a successful remake. First things first, the directing is awesome. It was directed by two people, and they did an awesome job. They made the woods scary with sound effect, darkness, fog. They did it, and I loved everything they did with the woods and the directing, the sound design. The directing was off the board great. I love the opening shot. I love the closing shot. The directors knew what they were doing. They knew this is a remake. We gotta make it good. We gotta make it scary. We gotta make it disturbing. And in my opinion, the reason why this movie is scary because it deals with trauma, depression, death, and it makes it an eerie feeling throughout the entire movie. And the movie is very slow in the very beginning of the movie. But the thing is, it's building great characters because Jason Clarke and the wife are fantastic. They are both so great, and the mom has a backstory that is so disturbing, and the whole movie, it shows like little glimpses of it and then explains what happened to her family member. It was so disturbingly just eerie, and I loved it. Again, the directing was off the chains great. The daughter is fantastic in this movie. She's really good, especially toward the third act, what she has to go through and what she has to do as an actor, and she kills it. The little boy is really good. He definitely reminded me of the original little kid. And of course, you have Church the cat, who is scary as fuck. I think it's scarier than the original cat, in my opinion. They do the eye thing. I won't explain how they do it, but they do the eyes, the famous eyes from like the original movie. They do in this movie, and it is disturbing and a creepy ass shot. Now, again, John Lithgow is the neighbor. He was so good as this guy. I mean, he was so lovable and kind and a little eerie, but you kind of liked him a lot, obviously. But he was so good in this role. I won't get too much into the Zelda character, but I will say they did an excellent job with this character, and especially with the graphic scenes. This movie is bloody. There are some very bloody scenes, and I loved it. It was great. It was horror-y, scary. Like this movie, again, it's not jump in your face, ghosts, goblins, blood, scary blood, all that kind of stuff. It does have that, but really the reason why this movie is scary because the tone and the message about death and trauma and about losing a family member, it does that in the best way with great acting and performances and the story and letting it breathe. And I love the slow pace. I personally loved how slow it was. With great characters, because the scene, obviously, the scene with the truck, it hit so much because I watched it. My heart was beating because it's directed fantastically and because you care about these characters that do a great job in dealing with that trauma and the death of a family member, especially, obviously, a young child. You're like, oh my god, this is just graphic and disturbing, and the movie is very graphic, especially with certain scenes. Again, I really enjoyed a lot of this movie, and my biggest issue is those damn effing trailers. So I don't really want to say the trailers because I want to be nice to people who haven't seen the second trailer. But obviously, if you have seen the second trailer, then you know that the movie does something that the original one didn't do, and I'm pretty sure the book didn't do. And this movie does it. And I will say this. If the trailer had not shown the scene in the trailer, the movie would have been even better. Because how this scene was filmed, you think it's gonna go this way. You're like, oh man, and then it does a switch, and you're like, oh, but the trailer already showed that. And if they hadn't shown that, then the scene would have been even better. I would have given this movie in the A's, but I'm not gonna do that because that really pissed me off. I hate when trailers ruin the movie, man. Like, it bothers me so much. But if you haven't seen the trailer, go watch this movie, and if you're a fan of Pet Sematary, go see it, and you might really like this switch. If you don't, obviously you don't, but don't be a me and watch the trailers. But me being such a movie nerd and geek and knowing stuff, I watch every trailer. I want to know everything. So I do watch the trailers. Also, another big issue with just me, the whole movie is very slow paced and it's very dark and disturbing. I really was into it. Then the last 10 minutes go for a complete bloodbath, excitement, blood, all that kind of stuff. And I was enjoying it, but it rushes through it like that. I mean, it's like boom, 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 end credits, done. And it's like, okay. It rushed through that stuff, which kind of sucks. They really rushed through it. And there's certain things, like in the very last 10 minutes when they rush through it, it's like, so this character did this and did that. And the first time they did it, it took them a lot longer. But this time, it was like boom, boom, boom. If you see the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But they do it so quick in the very end. It's like, that took like a long time the first time. This time, it was like bam, bam, bam. But I will say, the ending, the last like 45 seconds, is disturbing. It was a certain shot. It was disturbing. I was like, that is great directing. There's no talking. It's just disturbing. And then there's 15 more seconds, and then it cuts to black. Those last 15 seconds, if they were to cut off, and it would have ended with a certain shot, I would have been like, that needs to be the last shot of the movie, and that needs to be it. But they add 15 or 10 more seconds, and they kind of ruin the scene a little bit, I will be honest. But overall, I think it's a good remake, it's a good movie, it's disturbing, and it deals with depression and trauma and death, and the acting is great, the directing is great. It is a very disturbingly scary movie. It's not like a really scary movie, but it's scary because it's disturbing and it feels kind of real, and if you had a chance to bring someone back to life, but the thing is, sometimes dead is better. I'm gonna give the remake Pet Sematary a solid B. Again, I don't like hate this movie or nothing like that. I think it's a good movie. I would like to watch it again. Again, it's not a terrible movie. It's just certain things I would have tweaked a little better, especially the trailer, but overall, I still had a good time with the movie, and I would definitely recommend seeing it. Anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, guys.